There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win.
1, 2.
What are we waiting for?
Check me out right here, yo.
Do it. How you feel what's about to happen on this field, man? They gonna get it to us. We got to take it. They gonna black out. We gonna give them a black out. Stay together and keep fighting. Down. It's time to knuckle up. Do everything they move. Touchdown. Brian Westbrook. He scored. Touchdown. And the Eagles win. The Eagles win. Let's get it to them all day. Relentless. 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 Are you spirit? Are you power? Are you love? Give me what you got. Right here. Right now. You ain't ready for a fight? Go ahead and go home. Because that's what this gonna be for full talk. A fight. We always win when we fight together. That's how winning is done.
Now get out there and do it. There's one thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here. Win.
What up? Season 3, the wrap-up show, The Flight. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Jay Scully. It's Philly's finest show, Most Feel Entertainment, Man Cave Media. It's the Season 3 Flight wrap-up show. As you can see, it's a little dark. The stadium's closed. I'm underneath. I'm in the basement. I had to sneak up in here incognito with the shades on and everything. I got in with the official Philly merch. So I snuck in. Been here for a couple weeks, waiting to do the wrap-up show. Now the stadium's cleared. The Super Bowl's over. The season's over. We head into a new season. It's time to wrap up the flight, right? It's your boy Jay Scully. I'm here. It's Philly. You know what it is. Stand up, Bird Gang. Y'all know what birds do. Fly through storms. This season was a hell of a storm, man. It was a hell of a storm. The last time we did the open mic, or not the open mic's on its way. Sunday. Hey, speaking of that, sometimes when you make a mistake, it's a promo. Open mic is back up Sundays. Y'all know what it is. Now that the season's over, we going into big topics, but that's another thing, nor here nor there. Wrapping up this season and leading in to the off season for the Philadelphia Eagles. The last time we did the flight show, it's been a while because it got disappointing, very disappointing. I broke out the Doom mask, the Kelly Doom mask, the playoff Doom mask. Maybe that was my fault. Maybe it was a little too early to break out the Kelly Doom mask. I usually don't say this, but I might have jumped the gun just a little bit. You know what I mean? Now, looking hindsight, looking back on it, Jay Scully, I'm here. Y'all know me. Man Cave Media, Most Feel ENT. Y'all know how we do. Check the fellas out weekly. Check us out. We AI now. I might have jumped the gun a little bit. I broke out the Kelly Doom mask, and I feel like it was a curse. We went downhill from there. AJ went ballistic. Jalen, man, you know, I just want to start off this by saying, what a waste. What a waste to a back-to-back year. A possible back-to-back Super Bowl with the same talent as the prior season before where we won the Super Bowl. It could have been the third Super Bowl. No, actually, yeah, that'd have been the third Super Bowl in the last 7 years. Actually, that would have been the fourth because we've won 2 and we lost 1. So the baby dynasty, remember, the whole idea of this season was the back-to-back campaign, right? Because that would have been 3 Super Bowls in the last 9 years. And it was wasted. And I'm going to blame one person for the waste. I can't, it's football. It's a team sport. I get it. And you know, I've been going back and forth, you know, on the Man Cave and all that and different segments and different shows and all season on the flight. We going up. Talking about the infamous Nick Sirianni. Okay. I'm going to start this show off and end this season with Nick Sirianni. I called him Nick Sabotage Sirianni, if y'all remember. In the Super Bowl, in the first year of the flight, where we won the Super Bowl. First year of the show, we won the chip. But I called him Nick Sabotage because in the beginning of the season, he handcuffed us. He didn't want to kick the ball with Jake Elliott. You know, he was mad about them taking the reins of the offense from him. And now what happens in the back-to-back campaign with the same talent? If you look at that Super Bowl, the Seattle Seahawks, that was a gift to them from the Patriots. Mind you, yes, that NFC Championship game against the Seahawks would have been mammoth. It would have had to been a great game from Philly, but we didn't get that far. Not even close, right? But what a gift. That would have been us against the Patriots. The ratings would have been even higher. Instead, Bad Bunny ran more yards than the whole Patriots offense. But that rematch from a few years back and the prestiges of those franchises would have brought the NFL way more rankings back-to-back Super Bowl. But none of that happened. And that's why I'm here in the basement. 3 weeks, a month later, been sitting here thinking about how I'm going to wrap up the season. Well, here we are. I'm going to start with Nick Sabotage. Nick Sirianni, the stubbornness of Nick Sirianni. Yes, everybody say it's crazy to go out there and fire Nick Sirianni because of the stats and the Super Bowl win and the Super Bowl loss. Let's make this real clear to y'all out there. Me and you could have fanned and coached this team with the coordinators and the talent and the mad scientist Howie Roseman. This Howie Roseman season right now, off season. Anybody could have fan clubbed this team to championships and a lost Super Bowl. And what happened this year? Anybody could do that. Promise you. Doug Peterson, Frank Wright, anybody, maybe even Chip Kelly. And I hate Chip Kelly. But I'm just saying, man, throw the stats out the window. This man has been 0 for 3 in coordinating picks. You can no longer let Nick Sirianni pick any more offensive coordinators. He now has one job, and that's to rile this team up, yell at refs, and try to say the right shit in the post-conference. That's it. He no longer has control of the offense. He can't call plays, and he can't find an offensive coordinator. I don't know whose decision it is to bring in Sean Mannion. Another no name. We're going to give him a chance. Saquon Barkley says he's excited. You know, coming from the tree of the Shanahans and some of the great young coordinators out there. The kid, we're going to give him a chance, Philly. We got to. They could have brought back Frank Wright, guy that won a Super Bowl, that we know knows offense. Could have brought back Doug Peterson, guy that won a Super Bowl. We know that knows offense, but here we go. I don't know whose pick it was, Nick or Howie in the upper class, but at the end of the day, this blame season is on Nick Sirianni. The stubbornness of a man knowing that this offense was stagnant since day one. I think we had maybe 1 or 2 games where we actually played really good offense for more than 3 quarters the whole season. And it's amazing that we even got where we got. That's crazy to say that after seeing how great this team was last year and the great offense and all the stats and everything that came up. So I'm blaming this season on Nick Sirianni. Yes, a lot of injuries, offensive line banged up. Lane Johnson is now returning back for another season. El Capo, welcome back, son. Big dog, way to go out on your shield. Yeah, let's go. So Lane, the anchor, the captain, will be back next year. Hopefully healthy because we need him. The offensive line was in shambles this year. No excuse, though. I watched every game. I watched every play. In the last 3 weeks in this basement down here under the stadium, waiting to wrap up season 2, the back-to-back campaign that didn't happen. I've been watching film. That's why it's dark. I've been watching film. I've been seeing Nick Sirianni fucking up. I caught it during the year of the Super Bowl. He was fucking up and we still won the Super Bowl. So all I'm going to say going forward, I'm already done talking about Nick Sirianni next year. So this is Nick Sirianni's last time. This is his last chance. You bring in a no-name coordinator and Sean Mannion, and if it doesn't work, if it looks anything like Kevin Tulo's offense, which you could have backed out of and maybe even tried to resurrect your career as a play caller and come out here and switch it up, and it got worse. Nick Sirianni is finished. Fuck the stats. Throw out all that shit. Because when you look at the talent on this team, the coaching stats, wins don't matter. Howie Roseman is the reason why this team is this good. The mad scientist. It is Howie Roseman's season in the next couple weeks. March 9th, the new season goes up. Right? So that's why I'm coming to y'all a couple weeks ahead of time. Black History Month. Happy Black History. Salute. It's Black History season all year round, more than a month. So I'm blaming this season, the end of the back-to-back campaign, on Nick Sirianni. But on a positive note, if this is the right call and the right pickup for the Eagles offense and Sean Mannion, I'm not done with Nick. I'm going to give him one more season. He earned it. Okay? Two Super Bowl appearances in the last 4 or 5 years. 1-1. He's stubborn. He's Italian. I get it. My great-great-grandma's Italian. Stubborn. They stubborn. I'm going to give him one more year. But so far, he has not been able to pick a coordinator. We got another new coordinator for Jalen Hurts. I'm not even going to go into I'm done talking about Jalen Hurts and his stats. Yes, he has regressed in a regressing offense with a regressing coordinator, with a regressing coach, with a new coordinator every year. I get it. He'll be hungry. Hungry dogs run faster, and the rent is due daily. And we're going to make the main thing the main thing. I already know what Jalen's going to do. Has Jalen Hurts not showed you guys what he does when he's doubted? So that's just my real quick take on the season, man. I didn't, I'm not even going to go into the game against the, against the Niners and the loss and all that. At the end of the day, it was terrible. It's a terrible way to go out. It's a waste of a season, waste of talent, waste of a back-to-back season. The Niners, man, big shout out to them. They wanted it more. They played with backups. They fought hard. And, I don't have much to say about A.J. Brown, the whole A.J. Brown situation. I don't care either way at this point. We went on it with the man cave and the wrap up and all, us coming down, and coming down the season and talking about things. Stay or go, bruh. Whichever one you want to do. But whatever one you want to do, be a man, own up to when it happens. If you stay here, then stay here and be a leader. Be Devontae Smith. Be Saquon Barkley. Be Jalen Hurts. Be quiet in the media and ball. No matter what happens, be here. Want to be here. If you want to go to New England, then go to New England. Try to get Tom Brady to come back out of retirement. Live your dreams. And don't mention Philly ever again. I'm either way with it. As long as we get compensation, we know Howie Roseman, no matter what happens, going to get compensation. Big compensation. We ain't getting swindled. We ain't getting finagled. It ain't happening. It's Philly. It ain't happening. It's the flight. It's Jay Scully. I'm here to wrap this shit up. So we'll see. Draft coming. The open mic is going to be going up on Sunday, March 1st. Y'all know what it is. The Man Cave Media shows is going to be covering it. I'll be live at the draft in Pittsburgh on location. Going down. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see what happens. I am still confident in getting 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. That's Super Bowl rings, that is. Oh. Thought I was at the crib. I'm in the basement of the stadium. I ain't got no rings here. They up there. So, moving on. But one more thing I want to say, man, about that refers to Nick Sirianni. And this is why Nick's got to go. This is the last season for Nick and his shenanigans and yelling at refs and yelling at and going in the media and just wow, bruh. Wow, bruh. Stoutland, man, big shots out to Stoutland, one of the greatest offensive line coaches out there. Word is that Nick Sirianni stepped on Jeff Stoutland's toes, and was in the middle of trying to find a coordinator. Didn't bring Jeff Stoutland in to talk to him about anything. That's highly disrespectful. And if that's true, he should be fired. But we don't know. It's hearsay. We would never know. Shit goes on. Jeff Stoutland now has stepped down as the offensive coordinating coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Long time, great offense, maybe the best. I love the fact that Lane Johnson says he's coming back, even knowing that, because they know the window, our Super Bowl window, is still wide open, bright. Bright. I feel like we definitely could have beat that Seahawks team in the NFC Championship game. The team from last year, the year before, Super Bowl champs, not this year. It didn't happen, obviously. I'm here wrapping it up. So, if that shit went down with Jeff Stoutland, man, that's another strike against Nick Sirianni. Salute to Stoutland, man. Go retire. Go do your thing. Hell of a coach. Phenomenal. Glad you were able to get some jewelry in Philly. We respect and love you, bruh. If you want to keep coaching, do your thing. But I think he's just going to step away. So, kind of moving on with wrapping up the back-to-back campaign. Saquon Barkley sat down the other day talking about offensive coordinator Sean Mannion. Don't know much about this kid. Used to be a former quarterback. Another, hey, the league, I get it. The league is about youth and young coaches now. You see what it's about. Nick Sirianni was a young coach that we brought him in. Now he old gray and shit because he do too much. And it's Philly and you wildin', bro. So you get gray when it's stressful. But he got a chip out of it and almost got two. So he get one more chance. So Saquon, going over the stats, we look at our offense and we look at the coordinators, and I'm never going to mention the name Kevin Gardulo again. Patulo, I'll call him Kevin Gardulo, Garbulo. You know what I mean? So when we look at our rankings, we were out of whack all season. We finished 19th in scoring and 24th in yards. That offense finished 19th in scoring, 24 in yards. Jalen Hurts had a very good year until the shit really got out of hand and we couldn't run the ball. And then he's forced to throw and make plays. No RPOs. Let's hope Sean Mannion has watched any film on this team when we won the Super Bowl just a year ago. Because if he does that and adds his own flavor to it, he's going to be successful. Now, how long he's going to stay in Philly is the problem. I said that on the Man Cave show. Jalen Hurts got to get a coordinator every year because guys always going to get head coaching jobs. Look at Gannon out there in Arizona, our defensive coordinator, fired already. See what happens? So, obviously, the offense took a step back, massive drop off from Saquon Barkley. He still had what he had, 1,140 yards, 4.1 yards a carry. Now, it didn't look like that. It didn't look like he had 4.1 yards a carry, but we also didn't run the ball a lot neither at the right times. 71 rushing yards a game. That's kind of what looked sad. Previous year, 125 yards rushing. We went down almost 60 yards a game rushing. 60 in 1 year. It's crazy. Just shows you the difference between coordinators and how you can scheme things open. And an injured line. I get it. He only had 300-yard games compared to 11. Can we say that again? 71 yards a game this year. 125 yards the Super Bowl year. 60 yards difference. 3 rushing touchdowns this year. 11 and 24. You gonna blame that on missing one lineman, Mekhi Becton? Or you gonna blame that on the coordinating? And you gonna blame that on the coach that got him here? come on, man. It is what it is. Like at the end of the day, we just weren't consistent throughout the game, Saquon said. And it's proven fact. But he said he's excited to see this system. He's excited to be in it. I mean, what else you gonna say? You're not excited? Gotta be. The window for the Eagles season is still open. Ain't no windows down here. I'm in the basement under the stadium. Been here for weeks. I'm running out of food, so I hurried up and did this show so I can get the fuck out of here. It's still cold as shit. Like we just got hit with a super blizzard. So I'm like waiting out for another week. Eat these cheese and crackers and get these push-ups in. And then come out when it's warm. But of course you gotta be positive. You know what I mean? Free agency's coming. A lot of big free agents. One of the biggest free agents out there, Max Crosby. Max Crosby. Ooh, Howie. Max Crosby would look hella good on this Eagles defense with Jalen Carter and all the weapons that this defense has. Now, mind you, yes, it's going to take a first-round pick. It's going to take something, but the man's under contract for a few years. He's one of the best defensive linemen in football when healthy. And surrounded by Jalen Carter and this defense, Vic Fangio's back. Big shouts out to Vic Fangio. A great hella season. I mean, his defense really stepped up and did their thing, especially at the end of the year. It's just good to have Vic back. We lost Stoutland, and now we got a young Sean Mannion who's going to be first-time play caller, offensive coordinator. And Nick Sirianni knows he's on the clock. It's official. After wasting the back-to-back season, he's on the clock. So let's take a look at some of our free agents this year. Speaking of defense, we got a lot on defense. And who I think should stay or go. Obviously, Jalen Carter. Injury year. Started off the year kind of rough. Still dominating year. All-pro year. Obviously, he's not going anywhere. No, the new Jerome Brown / Warren Sapp. He ain't going nowhere. He will be an Eagle for at least the next 5 to 8 years. So Jalen Carter is obviously a sign. They're doing everything they can do. And that's why maybe, they say that the A.J. Brown thing, if we trade him, it frees up money later to sign these young kids, but it hurts us in the median, right? In the new coming right now. Jordan Davis, what a year for Jordan Davis, man. Like Jordan Davis had a better year than Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis showed us that he's that Jordan Davis when he's focused. I mean, he won single-handedly, beat the Rams. Them dams. You know what I mean? And he know who I'm talking to. Them dams. They supposed to. I had y'all winning the Super Bowl. Them dams. So Jordan Davis ain't going nowhere. We got to figure out a way to keep these nuclear pieces. All right, the nucleus of this piece. I think Jordan Davis stays. Moro Ojimo, man, really had a great year coming up. He's a solid one. I think he doesn't want big money. So I feel like he's going to have a contract friendly, type of contract. Byron Young's a good one. Ty Robinson's a good one. These guys are obviously not going to get big money. So, and I think they like where they're at and the defense they're at and how playing behind Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and possibly a Max Crosby, that would be crazy. Everything would go up. But we do got some even more important things, free agents on defense. Looking at the offensive side, I mean, you ready to move Tanner McKee? Yeah. Unfortunately, Nick Sabotage Sirianni decides to not play for the division title. Not the division title, but not play for the 3rd seed. And he rests. And then we lose. This is the Nick Sirianni that everybody says is, oh, look at the stats. Who knows what happens if you go after that 3rd seed? And Jalen Hurts wins that 3rd seed, obviously. He would have won. The Chicago Bears don't get it. Who knows what happens? But we do know what happened. Early exit. Right. This is Nick Sabotage. This is what he does. So is the Tanner McKee show enough in that game? I don't think so. I think his stock dropped. I think we should have moved him already. Sam Howell, he's obviously gone. I think Tank Bigsby will stay. I would like to see Tank Bigsby stay because I feel like they can use Tank Bigsby way better than they did last year. At times, he actually looked healthier and better than Saquon. Jahan Dotson, it just didn't work. I mean, we got weapons. I like Darius Cooper. AJ Dillon obviously gone. No, didn't make any mark in this offense. Darius Cooper, I like. Second-year player out. Darius Cooper, I feel like is now going to slide in to that Jahan Dotson slot. Jahan Dotson, good player. Him and Jalen just never really got on key. Devontae Smith obviously could be our number one receiver when it really comes down to it. When it comes down to the media and the problems, Devontae Smith could be our number one receiver. AJ Brown, when I look at the things and the stats, people say go. AJ said he wanted to stay. Who really knows what AJ wants? Who really cares? What's best for the team? That's how he's going to do. Grant, I can see our whole. Now they're talking about bringing Kyle Pitts in. Is he in Atlanta? I think he's still in Atlanta. Had a great year. Finally, after 2-3 years, having a great year. Like he stunk it up for the first 3 years. He's supposed to be the next great tight end. Had a really good year last year. Really good year. They say they're trying to get him in there because now they don't know if they're bringing back a Dallas Goedert. Grant Calcaterra, Kylan Granson, those guys can go. Dallas Goedert, man, when we talk about one of our Devontae Smith being maybe the number one receiver, and we talk about Dallas Goedert being top 3 to 4 tight end in this league, maybe 2. But you could fall on that. You could fight that. You could put some stock in that. Because it seems like the only thing Dallas Goedert does when he's healthy is catch balls, touchdowns, and win. That's it. So I'm really looking forward to see Dallas Goedert back. But if you're going to get Kyle Pitts, okay, you don't need both. Can't have both. So Howie's got a decision. Lane Johnson's back. Malott is back. Fred Johnson, I got to go. Can't block. Likes to hold a lot. Landon Dickerson, got to get healthy, big dog. Pause. Big Dick. Nick Foles. Offensive coordinator, whatever. Landon stays. Tyler Steen, I like Tyler Steen. Matt Pryor, gotta go, like the whole. Cam Jurgens, gotta get healthy, man. Brett Toth, I like Brett Toth, all good. Let's take a look at the defense. Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith made big marks, big pickup for Howie last year. Pass rusher we need. But what's the name I just said? Max Crosby, right? If we can pull off Max Crosby, you don't need Jalen Phillips. So I guess that's a whatever. Nolan Smith, man, they just re-signed Nolan Smith. Congratulations, Nolan, you earned it. When this kid's healthy, he's nice. Akbar Akaranko, go. Aziz Jalari, I think they're on a go. We talked about Jordan Davis, Ajomo, Jalen Carter, Bryant Young. All the defensive linemen, Ty Robinson, I like. Those are solid ones that we really, I mean, a lot of it, you look at it, a lot of it is, hey, you bring Max Crosby in, you don't need Jalen Phillips, right? You bring in Kyle Pitts. Are you really going to bring back Dallas Goedert? I mean, I love Goddard. I love him, man. He's so solid, but the last year that Kyle Pitts had was pretty nice. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it all depends. This is Nick Sirianni's season, people. It's the open mic, wrapping up season 2, the back-to-back campaign that didn't happen, Been down in his basement, grinding, man. But you know what? We're here. Real quick, we got some big coordinator or some big free agents that also we got Reed Blankenship is a free agent. I don't know about Reed, man. I really don't. I like Reed. I like his tenacity. I like his toughness, man. I really do. I feel like these guys on this Eagle team, they got to taste the Super Bowls. They got the victory. They got their jewelry. Too many of them want to go get paydays and get overpaid and then get fired, lose their careers. So I'm looking at Reed Blankenship like, man, how much money really are you going to get on the market? You know, you're not a top 10 safety. Maybe top 15, 20. I give him top 15, top 12 maybe. But look who he's playing with. He's happy playing with the Quinyon Mitchell and the Cooper DeJean, who ain't going nowhere. We ain't getting rid of Guantanamo Bay and Cooper DeJean, the two best cornerbacks on one team under 25. I think they are. They can't, yeah, it gotta be. Ain't happening. So Reed Blankenship might have to go. I don't want to see Adoree Jackson on this team again. I don't care who they bring in. That's where the draft comes in. Go and get you guys go draft some guys, man. You know, we always seem to try to draft secondary guys, and that's where you get it's a lot of depth in the secondary in the draft. So Adoree Jackson, man, not good. Reed Blankenship, you gotta take that team friendly contract. You want to play with your dog Cooper DeJean, you want to be on this great defense, you know you fit in this defense very well. Does he fit into another defense like this? A non-Vic Fangio type D? I don't think so. So I feel like if I'm Reed Blankenship, I want to get another ring. I want to stay home. I got love for Philly. In Philly, people love him. And he's best friends with Cooper DeJean, the Great White Sharks, the Great White Hopes. Don't break it up. Take the pay cut. You're going to be nice. You're going to be rich. But do you want to go get rich for an extra couple mil and then another 4 years you out the league because you're not on the Eagles? It happens. It happens. It happens to a lot of players. You know what I mean? So, linebacking core, Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean, man. Nakobe Dean is a difference maker on this team. I mean, injuries riddled this man, but you talking about a warrior. You talking about somebody that fights. This defense is totally different with Nakobe Dean on it. We've seen it this year. It's totally different when Jordan Davis is healthy. It's totally different when Nakobe Dean is healthy. Howie Roseman and the upper echelon of the staff of the Philadelphia Eagles pay that man Nakobe Dean. But Nakobe, don't try to get too hungry. Don't be greedy. Give to the needy. Don't try to strong arm us because we still got to pay Jalen. Still got to pay Jordan, trying to keep Jalen Phillips removed for Max. Still got to pay Reed. You know that Quinyon and Cooper's big contracts is coming in the next 2 years. We got a lot going on, so maybe that is the only reason why I could see why Howie Roseman would deal AJ. You can get the first, maybe a second, throw in a 4 for 5th, and a player. And then you take the cap hit, which really kills us, but frees us up on the back end to sign all these young players. This is the youngest, most talented team in the league. That's why our Super Bowl window has not diminished at all, even though it was a tough one this year. And it happens. Big ups to the Kansas City Chiefs, man. We've seen how hard it is to go back-to-back. It's impossible almost. It's almost impossible to win your division back-to-back. But we got that wrapped up because we're not worrying about the Dallas Cowgirls, the Commanders, and the New York Giants got better. The midgets, they got better. But at the end of the day, we own and dominate the NFC East. We're young, we're talented. So therefore, you know, we just got to stay and keep our nucleus of players and make sure that we keep the right amount of players. Like, you know, like I said, Reed Blankenship might have to go. If it comes down to Reed Blankenship or it comes down to Nakobe Dean, obviously you need Nakobe Dean as a linebacker more than Reed Blankenship. If you got to move Jalen Phillips, who Jalen had a couple of good games, but at the end of the day, he really didn't dominate like he was supposed to. I thought Jalen was going. His first 2 games, he really just kind of tailed off a little bit. So if you got to get rid of Jalen Phillips, it's because you got to pay Jalen Carter and the rest of that line that you want to keep. That's really good. Or you want to free up some money for Max Crosby. If you want Kyle Pitts, then you're going to have to give up Dallas Goedert. So that's just what Howie's willing and dealing now. He willy and dilly right now. You know, it's Howie's season. But 11 wins, not bad for the Eagles. Not bad. A wasted season, but you can't win the Super Bowl every year. So they got to keep the nucleus and make sure that they got the right pieces in order and the health to try to get 2 out of 3, which ain't bad. It still would be a baby dynasty if we were able to win the chip next year. That would be 3 and 5 appearances, but that would be 2 and 4. That's a baby dynasty. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. You know, it's on the tables. We got the draft coming up in a few weeks. Free agency starts March 9th. They can already start, you know, texting and talking to players. Nothing's in ink until the spring. But you know, I'm confident in what Howie has done and what he will do. And I'm confident in the players and what and how they want to stay and where they want to play. I know that. It's just about finding the right money to try to fit everybody. Now, open mic Sunday, we up. I don't know why. Look, we back. Season 3, we back. Man Cave Media is here. Most Fila Entertainment's conglomerate forces has joined together. Got movies coming out, albums coming out, man. Which more? You're not entertained. I mean, what else more? What else? What else? What else you need? Need more Super Bowls? All right, we working on it. We working on it. But I'm gonna lead off and end off with the wrap up of the flight. And remember, I was running a commercial, all right? Hurt so good. I was running a commercial after the Super Bowl, and I ran it this year. And ever since I put on the Doom Kelly mask, I feel like I might have jumped the gun, right? And knowing that Kevin Tulo was running our offense, I definitely jumped the gun. Knowing that Nick Sirianni is one of the most, you know, stubborn motherfuckers that ever walked the sideline, I jumped the gun. But this AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts thing, I know a lot of people are left and right with Jalen. You know, oh, he got all this talent around him. Okay, that's what you're supposed to have, right? So does Josh. He got more wins, more Super Bowls than any other young quarterback that's ranked better than him other than Patrick Mahomes. Maybe it's the system. Everybody's a system quarterback. That's why you in the system. He plays at the biggest games, in the biggest games, at the biggest moment, at his best. That last play against the Niners, he put that ball in the hands of AJ Brown. And one thing I can say about Jalen Hurts is that he would have stood up on that podium and took it like on the chin, right? No matter what criticism he got. He's built for Philly, you know, and I believe in him. He got a chip. He almost got 2. And he's had 2 of the greatest games of his careers in the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl. So all them haters out there got to be Cowgirls fans or NFC least, right? But he's got to get better. He's got to get better, period. He's in what? Year number 7, 8? He's got to get better. He has got to command this offense. And Sean Mannion, the new offensive coordinator for the Eagles, has got to put the right pieces in his hand and have to have faith in Jalen. If you watch Jalen Hurts all last year, he made no mistakes until the offense got the bright lights put on him by the talking outside of this, out of the team huddles and the coaches and all the media talking and putting spotlight on different players and this and that. And then he started to force the ball and play and not think and play too much. There is no running game. You got to put Sean Mannion. This is coming from the flight. It's Jay Scully. You got to find a way to use Jalen Hurts at his best, and that's his legs and his arm. Kevin Tulo didn't know that. Nick Sirianni obviously doesn't know that. RPO, keep the edge rushers in, and then that's how you get Saquon Barkley more than 3 touchdowns, 300-yard games in his season. He had 11 the year before. That's how you get him back to 100 yards averaging. He's down 50-some yards from the year before. That's on Sean Mannion. Now, I hope he's built for it. And anybody, obviously anybody knows they coming to Philly and they know they're coaching under Nick Sirianni. It's going to already be a lot of pressure and spotlight on this kid. But Saquon say he's ready. I believe he's ready. We'll see. But they got to put the right pieces together. And I need Jalen Hurts to the way Jalen Hurts has played against Patrick Mahomes in 2 Super Bowls. I need him to have that type of instinct, demeanor, drive, rent-due attitude, Mamba mentality. He needs to have that every game, every season, no matter who the coordinator is. Even if it's Kevin Tulo, and you make sure you go out there and you audible. Oh, I ain't running that play. What, 3rd and 2, and we about to run that bitch up the middle? When Saquon's better on the edge? Oh, no, we ain't running that play. If Sean Mannion continues to do Kevin Tulo shit, Jalen Hurts, you wear the C on your chest. Kevin Tulo, Nick Sirianni, and Sean Mannion, they don't have a C on their chest. You do. It's your team. It's your city. You brought that chip here. You went down Broad Street with it. We are giving you the okay to run this shit. Run it. Don't let any more seasons go to the waste because of coordinators that don't even get on the field or coaches that don't get on the field unless they got to yell at refs. You go on the field and play. You get the big dog. You get the big Brinks truck pulling up to your house. You take the command and take over. You go tell A.J. Brown or whoever, I'm going to get you the ball, dog, but you got to get open and you got to catch it. And quit talking about the team and the media. You want to talk to me. Talk to the coach. Talk to the lineman. Talk to the coordinator. Go talk to the GM. Go up to the big house. But stop talking to the media. Jalen has got to take this under his wing and wraps and make this shit soar again. If he doesn't, then people are always going to call for him and they're going to forget about all the great shit he's done. I'm not one of them. That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. In my Terrell Owen voice, talking to Tony Homo. That's my quarterback. So I'm done being in this basement. I've been under this Eagles stadium for 4 weeks, thinking about how I was going to wrap up the year. Kelly Dumas didn't even get to come out in the playoffs, man. So disappointing. But you know what? It's tough, man. It's tough to go back to back. Big ups to Seattle. That defense is going to be a problem. Jalen Hurts and this offense has to be ready for that defense and that great Rams offense because that's who you're going to go through the next few years. And we ready. How he's going to get it together is how we season. Y'all stay tuned to the Man Cave, the Most Feeling Entertainment. Open mic goes up Sunday. I've been saying it all show. I know. I'm excited. We got movies on the way. We got music. The Apex album just dropped. Yo, it's just everything is just we building the conglomerate, but we bolting down the fort right now. So, obviously check out Sports Madness on Tuesday. And Off the Rails on Thursday, especially in the next few weeks, where we start to rev up with the free agency, basketball, baseball's coming, all that good stuff. But unfortunately, this is the wrap up of the flight. And it's sad to see football go. And no, I'm not watching no AFL, whatever the hell it is. I can't do it, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Professional. But you know what? Big ups to those players that are out there trying to make it to the league. Keep up. It ain't like I'm not pushing for y'all. keep pushing y'all. One day y'all hit y'all dreams and reach the league. And on a note to ride out, we just lost a player, young player, 25 years old, man, in this league. Rondale Moore, knee injuries, just, man, sometimes you can get to your dream and sometimes it doesn't feel like it's right, or you still confused, or you still trying to figure out the best way to flourish in that dream. And sometimes you need to help, or you need to look within yourself and understand there's something bigger than this game, and it's you. And sometimes you don't need the accolades from other people. You don't need the awards from the NFL and other people. You award yourself for where you made it and how far you've come and how far you want to go. And unfortunately, you know, the kid had some issues and had some demons that he couldn't get past. And to take your life at 25 in the prime of your career at the highest stage is sad. And I've been there as an artist, as a boss, CEO of an entertainment company. There's days where you wake up and be like, man, am I really built for this? Why am I here? Why am I not there? Then you got to ask yourself, well, why aren't you there? And why are you here? It's to build. It's to become more greater. And you got to find something in yourself to kind of say, man, you know, F all those DMs and all that bullshit, man. I'm going to just continue to strive and be me and be great. And that's what I'm ending with on the season wrap up of the flight. Continue to be birds, continue to be great, continue to fly, continue to believe. Don't ever give up. And as we know, birds fly through turbulent storms and clouds, but eagles fly even higher through hurricanes and storms. Just so when you get on the other side, you can try to get that other ring. It's Jay Scully, the open mic, Sunday. That's the wrap up. Go fly, Eagles fly. Y'all know what it is, always. Until next year. Peace. Oh, shit. See what happens when you wear your glasses? Y'all really don't want to leave me anyway, but
There's one thing I want you to do.
What?
Come here.
What?
Win.
What are we waiting for?
You know what you gotta do. Do it.
How you feel what's about to happen on this field, man? They gonna get it to us. We got to take it. They want to black out. We gonna get one black out. Stay together and keep fighting. Down. Knuckle up. You hear everything that move. And it is first touchdown. Brian Westbrook. He's gone. Touchdown. And the Eagles win. The Eagles win. Let's get into it all night. Relentless, relentless, relentless. Are you spirit? Are you power? Are you love? Give me what you got. Right here. Right now. You ain't ready for a fight. Go ahead and go home. Because that's what this gonna be for 4 quarters. A fight. We always win when we fight together.
That's how winning is done.
Now get out there and